We have new information tonight about the night that a Kalamazoo County deputy was ambushed and killed. Sergeant Ryan Proxmire spent nearly 27 minutes slumped over his steering wheel after being shot and before help arrived.
Now, during that time, almost half a dozen people called 911 about his stopped car with flashing lights and blaring sirens, only to be told he was fine and just blocking traffic. News Channel 3 investigative reporter Andrew Feather joins us live in studio to tell us what this report is now revealing. Andrew.
Yes, Erica, today I poured through more than 200 pages of investigative documents, hours of body and dash cam footage, and more than 500 evidence photos to piece together what happened in the moments after Sergeant Proxmire was shot. For more than 20 minutes, vehicles fly by Sergeant Ryan Proxmire's stopped car, lights flashing, blocking half a lane. His dash camera video shows a man walk up with a flashlight to see what's going on. He finds Proxmire slumped over the steering wheel. He waves down other drivers, and eventually a police officer stops to help. 12 minutes earlier, the first 911 call came in. The report says a dispatcher told them Proxmire was fine. A second, a third, and fourth person called. The report says dispatchers told the callers the same thing, so they drove away. Almost 27 minutes after Proxmire's car slowed to a stop, an officer arrives on scene and starts CPR. An evidence photo shows a single bullet pass through Proxmire's windshield. He had been shot in the head. Kalamazoo police officers rushed Proxmire to Bronson Hospital. He died the next day. The report says Kyle Goydesick fired up to 14 shots at deputies chasing him. He was killed in a shootout after driving into a field and crashing his vehicle. Both the firearm Goydesick used during the shooting and a boat attached to his van were reported stolen in Vicksburg. Prior to the chase and shooting, Goydesick fled twice from Portage police in the previous 24 hours and was the subject of a be-on-the-lookout alert that said he may be armed. Michigan State Police submitted its investigation to the Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office to determine if the deputies who shot and killed Goydesick were justified. Proxmire was 39 years old and a father of 4. Now, to view the full investigation report and see the dash and body camera footage from the incident, visit our website, WWMT.com.
Continuing coverage out of Kalamazoo, where the death of a college student is still weighing heavily on the hearts of many at Western Michigan University.
As authorities investigate the crash that killed 19-year-old Bailey Broderick, one of the last people to see her alive, is speaking for the first time to News Channel 3's Maria Serrano.
A roadside memorial continues to grow tonight for 19-year-old Bailey Broderick. The Western Michigan University student was killed last night. Police say she was walking across Fraternity Village Drive when she was hit by a car.
I just by chance happened to be there.
Brianna Hill says she was nearby at the time.
I immediately kind of just went fight or flight and started fighting for her.
Hill says she rushed to help Broderick, even doing CPR.
I was right there with her telling her that she's going to be okay and, that she was all right. And yeah, she just wasn't alone. I hope they can take some solace in that.
The memorial keeps growing. People are bringing candles, pictures, stuffed animals, and flowers to honor Bailey Broderick's memory. WMU says it has grief counselors available for students and staff. WMU's president says today is an incredibly sad day at the university as it mourns a promising life. The driver involved, also 19, hasn't been named by police, but we're told he has been arrested. Officials with the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety are still investigating, but say the driver was intoxicated at the time of the crash. Deputy Chief David Boysen calls the whole situation devastating.
We did make an initial arrest with the driver of the vehicle. He was intoxicated. We really like to express our condolences to the family of the victims. It's really tragedy all the way around.
Dropped bus routes mean some Southwest Michigan students are forced to stay home from school.
Yeah, it's a problem facing a lot of school districts across West Michigan as they face a severe shortage of school bus drivers. News Channel 3's Andrew Feather joins us in Kalamazoo tonight to tell us why some parents say they are simply running out of options.
You can find school buses like this one advertising open positions all across Southwest Michigan. Districts have started raising wages and offering bonuses, but tell me they're still struggling to hire enough drivers. No school bus means no school for Becky Wise's kids, a lesson she learned when Kalamazoo Public Schools bus cancellations disrupted her family's morning routine. A bus picks up her 9-year-old son at about 7:30 in the morning. About an hour later, her 10-year-old stepdaughter gets on a bus to go to a different elementary school in the district.
I do depend on public school transportation a lot. Having kids that go to 2 different schools makes it a little difficult.
Wise doesn't have a car. When Kalamazoo Public Schools canceled her stepdaughter's bus, she says she had no choice but to keep her home.
I had to figure out a way to get her there, and I couldn't do it.
This year, the district has canceled almost 70 bus routes in the first 2 months of school. Families often find out no bus is coming hours before school starts.
As school buses go down, we don't have a way to get our children to school. And it makes it tough because our kids need to be in school.
A district spokesperson says Kalamazoo Public Schools doesn't track whether student absences are connected to bus cancellations. In Battle Creek, parents groups have had to arrange carpools, and the city is offering free public transit to get students to school without school buses. Superintendent of Battle Creek Public Schools Kim Carter says the district needs to hire 8 more bus drivers, down from 14 openings at the start of the school year. Is this bus driver shortage having an impact on whether kids make it to school every day?
I think we would be remiss if we said it didn't have some sort of impact.
How many students don't have consistent bus service at this point?
I don't have that off the top of my head.
Do you have any idea of where that number may be?
No, I don't.
Numbers from Matawan Consolidated Schools show attendance rates remain steady on days the district canceled buses.
I've had at times people say, well, I guess they're not going to go to school today. That's few and far between.
Matawan has canceled no more than 1 route in a day. A much larger school district, Kalamazoo Public Schools, has cut as many as 8 bus routes in a day.
The virtual option's there, but it's easier to learn in person.
That's if our kids can get to school. Kalamazoo Public Schools does not have the option for in-person students to switch to virtual learning if they can't get to school because of bus cancellations. I filed requests for attendance data with KPS and Battle Creek Public Schools last month to see how bus cancellations are impacting attendance rates. I'm still waiting for those numbers to get back to me from the districts.